Computer. All right, so come into a comfortable seat.
Trying to flip.
I'll go ahead and mute you guys for now, and yeah, there we go. Cool. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Can I see thumbs? Yeah. I think I see you. Yes. Okay. Cool. So we'll start today in our seat. We call this in yoga Sukhasana, which loosely translate into English as easy seated pose. Sometimes people, this isn't quite that easy. Steph, for you, probably super easy because you have really open hips. Connie, I'm not sure. But in our easy seated pose, the idea is to have the legs cross right where your crotch is. So crossing at the ankles, maybe even the shins, maybe bringing your feet out a little bit more and flexing the toes. And I like to have people sit up on a prop because especially if you have something cushy besides a block, like a blanket or a pillow, it gives that little bit of cushion to the sacrum and to the sit bones, and it allows the knees to kind of melt down to help open up this space in the hip, which oftentimes we have some contraction and flexion and shortening here. So this is like a nice, easy way to allow the muscles around the hips to soften and loosen up, to create more space in the belly and in the low back. So to begin class today, place your hands on, let's go ahead again and place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. So we'll start with just watching, monitoring ourselves, how our body is feeling, how our breath is feeling, and how it moves through the body. So when we're working out, a lot of times as athletes and people who like to work out a lot, we have this tendency to really pull in the low belly, pull in the core, and just engage. Sometimes almost constantly. At least for me, that's how it's been. I want you guys to see if you can let go of that. Let go of the six-pack abs and let the belly just plop open and be soft like a booty belly, or like, when you're pregnant. And just let it be heavy. And place that one hand on the belly, like your hand is holding your womb, your belly, and the other hand just placing it on the heart. And then softening the shoulders, roll them down and back. And then close the eyes if it feels comfortable. If not, then just keep your eyes open. But what I want you to do with this is to turn your gaze and your vision from the world around you, the external world, and see if you can shift that gaze inside. It may not make sense to you yet, but just listen to the words and see what comes up and what you can feel. Following the breath and feeling how it moves through the body. Maybe you're feeling really lethargic today. Maybe your breath's erratic. Maybe you feel your nervous system and your heart beating. And in this moment, really not doing anything to change how you're experiencing yourself. Just witness it. Feeling the sit bones, the hips, like weights, begin to weight towards the ground even more. And then as you inhale, feeling the breath, lift the spine up and extend out the crown of the head. So not a forceful lifting, just a very natural lifting that's supported by the inhale. And then as you exhale, keeping that lift and just release any tension out of the mouth. We'll begin today with our relaxing the breath out the mouth. So we'll inhale through the nose. Soft sigh out the mouth. One more time like that, gentle, soft inhale through the nose. And sigh out the mouth, maybe even making a sound. Doing that again 2 more times on your own, each time relaxing the jaw even more. Releasing the hands, palms on the knees, palms to the sky, or on the shins facing down. Feeling, just by sitting here and following the breath, tracking how your body is feeling, noticing the shoulders begin to soften without any effort, just by following the breath and bringing awareness to how you're feeling. Letting the jaw be soft, the eyes heavy. Noticing the ribs expand right beneath the arms. Belly continues to soften even more, even maybe pressing out like a Buddha belly. And noticing your experience with spaciousness in the body and even in your life. We'll focus on that today as we move our bodies, see if we can create more space merely by bringing awareness and breath to the areas of our body and our mind that hold tension. Bringing the hands to the heart. Bringing awareness into this moment and into this practice this morning. Noticing if the mind is busy, let it be busy, and just gradually and sweetly bringing it back to the breath. If you have a personal vision or intention, bring that into the practice today. Number one, listening to your body. So if anything I guide you through today does not feel good or supportive for you and where you're at, that is completely okay. Allow yourself to take a different posture. But do your best to stay with this practice and to stay focused on your breath and your intention. And join me, if you'd like, bringing some sound to begin the practice with an Om. Om is known as the sound that was created when all of existence, when the creation began, like the big sonic boom that created everything that exists. Also, if you believe in it, it also represents the vibration of God, or the representation of God, or all of creation. That may mean something to you, it may not even resonate, and if anything I say does not resonate, you can just like throw that out the window as well. So, before we Om, we'll exhale all the air out of our mouth. Then take a full inhale through the nose. And then begin. Bringing the hands back to the knees, slowly opening your eyes, coming back into the space. We're going to start on the ground on our backs. Laying down completely in a Shavasana pose. Shavasana is known as corpse pose. That's what Shavasana loosely translated in English means. So like your final resting pose. It's that pose where you can let everything go. Where everything is released and surrendered back into life. So let the feet flop out, palms towards the sky, eyes closed. Take a few moments here and just feel the body drop into the ground. And just begin to notice your relationship with this still place of non-movement and silence. Seeing where you can soften just a little bit more in the body. And that, from my experience, when we hold these tensions in our body, they come from something much deeper than physical. They come from restrictions deep inside of us, from either life experiences or emotional trauma, a number of different things from our upbringing and our environment. And if we can just allow ourselves to rest in stillness and let our nervous system do the work as it softens and unwinds, sometimes we can just rest here and the tension can be released. Sometimes we can witness ourselves in a new way that allows us to release a memory or a thought or a feeling. Now let's take a deep breath in together, in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, releasing any stress or tension. Doing that again, inhale, inhaling off. Breathing in the breath, and then exhaling out resistance and tension. Worry, concern. One more time like that. Release the jaw, open the mouth, sigh out the mouth. And now the next move we're going to bring our left sole of our foot on the ground, bring the right foot into the midline. And we're going to take just some subtle pulsing with the knee. So oftentimes we're really used to these big movements. And sometimes we bypass that the tension might be smaller and deeper than we could have imagined or even known. So by taking these small movements, we're going to pulse the knee to the left. Just subtle twisting. So the unwinding that we may feel, or the tension in our hip or our shoulders, might not be in these big, intense movements. We might bypass it. So this allows us to feel into the subtleties, right, in the hips, in the body. So just start pulsing the left knee over the midline slightly to the left, and the outside of the left foot will rise up. And in this posture, I'm going to invite you to bring your arms into cactus. So goalpost arms, softening the shoulders down. If this is too much for your neck or shoulder right now, that's okay. You can just look, bring the arms out into a T. Taking deep breaths here, just not counting at all, just pulsing the knee. Subtle rotation in that left hip. And noticing how it feels for you just to slow down the movements and to take smaller movements. How does your body, your mind respond? Remembering our deep inhales and exhales. And then coming back to center, leaving or extending the left knee towards the sky, and then switching sides. Right knee comes up, reach out the left foot, and just pulse. Looking straight up at the sky, continuing to feel the bones of the shoulders and the head and the hips to drop into the earth. If you notice the mind starts to wander and you want to bring it back to the breath and the body, just lengthen the inhales and exhales, maybe even count, 4 count in, 4 count out. Or you can even say to yourself, inhale, exhale. But also knowing it's okay if your mind is wandering. We begin this practice of focus in yoga by accepting where we are and who we are. Good. Coming back to center. This time placing both soles of the feet on the ground, knees go towards the sky. Arms can stay in a cactus or coming out into a T, continuing to let the shoulders drop down towards the hips and towards the ground. We're going to bring this right knee up and over, crossing the left leg. So we're crossing right at the knees, like a proper lady sitting in a chair. So first thing I want to do here is squeeze the legs together. Just feel that engagement. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the thighs. Inhaling here. Exhale, knees pulse to the right. They're not going to come all the way down, but they're just going to pulse and then bring them back. So just like we did with the knee a second ago, just gentle pulsing. Then when you pulse to the right, look to the left. Inhale, look to the center, to the sky. Exhale, pulse to the right. Remembering mobility doesn't have to be big. Be small, subtle movements. If the movement of the neck is too much for you, you can continue to look at the sky, at the ceiling. Most likely you're looking at the ceiling and not the sky. If it helps to visualize the sky, you can do that too. Gentle lubrication of the joint, gentle movement. No counting, just moving. And then inhale through center, and this time now drop the knees over to the left. So the right knee's on top, your knees are crossed. You might need to wiggle that right or the left shoulder up and out to get the backs of the shoulders flushed against the ground. This right arm can come into cactus, and then looking over to the right shoulder. So this might be too much. If you have a block, it can be really helpful to place the block underneath the knees over on the left side to just give them support. And now in this posture, wherever it feels like, you come to a nice edge, but there's no straining. So if you feel straining, back up a little bit, maybe even just stack the knees. But find a nice gentle twist, and then close the eyes and drop in, feel the whole body dropping to the ground. Taking your equal inhales and exhales, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Inhale for 3, 4, or 5, and exhale for 3, 4, or 5. Letting the knees drop, everything just drop and relax. And then go ahead and inhale, come through center whenever you're ready, taking it slow. Switching sides, taking a moment here, soles of the feet down, knees to the sky. Just rest in this neutral position, feeling the hips drop. The mind drop. And then switch sides, crossing the left knee over the right, and pulsing the knees to the left. So again, find your arm position, whatever feels best for your arms and your shoulders, and begin to pulse. Inviting the neck rotation in as well, or not. And your pulses can be as slow or as fast as you desire. But maybe if you're used to going fast, see what happens when you go really slow. And notice what happens when we're not even counting. I know for me, I used to freak out if I didn't know a count of something. I could not do it. So even noticing if you feel like anxieties, things come up, and just really be with the experience, be with the feeling, the sensation, and emotion. Okay, last one, coming back into center. Inhaling here in center and exhale, knees come to the right, this time look over the left. Maybe noticing the difference in the sides. What I like to really remind myself in class is coming from a place beyond judgment and not really trying to fix or correct my body, but allow it to just be as it is. Noticing and witnessing the sensations. It's giving your nervous system a much needed rest here. One more deep breath here. Coming back to center. Knees to the sky, hips down. And pressing into the ground, lifting the hips up as you inhale. Getting a nice bridge here. Squeeze the legs towards each other. Engage the glutes. Interlace the fingers underneath the sacrum. Pressing the earth away with the feet, the toes, and the back of the head. And the shoulders. But relax the jaw and the eyes. And then slowly bringing the hips down, bringing the knees in. Gentle hug, crossing at the ankles, just rolling the hips, rolling the shoulders. Let it be easy, gentle. And then switching the cross of the ankles, grabbing behind the hamstrings, and just begin to rock along the spine. Want it to be a nice, easy, gentle rocking, shoulders soft. And then eventually coming up to a seat. And we're going to come into kneeling. So we call this in yoga Vajrasana. So coming up into our kneeling posture. If you would like and you are more flexible, you can even bring your seat, your butt, down between your heels, and your feet can be on the outside if that feels good to you. Another suggestion is putting a block if it's too much on the hips, putting a block between the feet. You can even do 2 blocks, lifting the hips up more to decrease this angle here. Totally up to you what feels good. But we're gonna just find this nice rooted, grounded seat. Hands down the thighs. Allow the breath, the inhale and exhale to happen. Just calming the breath. And then we're going to reach our arms to the sky as we inhale. And then exhaling, bringing the hands to the heart. We're going to bring an Ujjayi breath, called victorious breath. So we inhale through the nose and we exhale through the nose with a slight restriction in the back of the throat. Like when you're fogging up a mirror, it's very subtle. It sounds like ocean waves or a whisper. So let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Inhale. Hands to the heart, exhale. This time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, place the right hand down. Left arm goes up and over. Maybe walking the hands up a little bit more, find the stretch in the side body, the left side body. And then dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, bringing this left arm down, maybe your right, reaching out the shoulder. Getting a nice, long, deep stretch in the left side of the neck. Reaching out of the fingers. And taking a nice deep breath in the side of the neck. And see if you can just allow the jaw to open, the mouth to open. Ear drops to the right shoulder. Make that left hip heavy. And then sweep the left hand behind the back if it's available to you. Put the palm away, sweep it back behind for a deeper stretch, and draw that left shoulder blade down to the back. Slowly walking the right hand to the right hip, and bringing the hand, actually the right hand on the outside of the left ear, and deepening that stretch in the left side of the neck. Breathing into the shoulder, relaxing the jaw. Good. And then bring this right hand on the outside of the right ear and slowly press the head back to center. And then from here, sweep the arms across the shoulders. And then swing the arms in circles. And then shake out your hands vigorously. Just a little shake, pulsing up the shoulders, dropping them down, and then stop. Nice deep breath in. Long exhale out. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand down this time, reaching up and over with the ring. I don't believe I'm mirroring you, so. Left elbow comes in, reaching out of the right hip. And dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, allowing it to just stretch and open. Maybe you feel heat or tingling in the body. If you do, deepen the breath. Really reach out of the right hip. And then inhaling, reach the right arm up and over. Keep the head where it is. Then reach out the right fingertips out of the shoulder, out of the neck. Dropping the left ear closer to the left shoulder. Maybe open and close the mouth. And then sweeping the palm, the right palm back behind you and then behind the back. Drawing that right elbow down, reaching out of the right elbow, out of the right side of the neck and the shoulder. Long, really full, deep breath. Notice how the breath can facilitate the opening. And then slowly walk the left hands up next to the hip, keeping the head where it is. Drawing that right shoulder down even more. Maybe you feel heat tingling. And then bring the left hand on the outside by the right ear and take an even deeper stretch in the right side of the neck. Drawing that right shoulder blade down. And then bringing the left hand on the outside of the left ear, pressing the shoulder, the head back up. And then from there, check out the arms, and then drop the chin to the chest and do semicircles on the front side of the neck. Getting into all the little crooks. And then maybe dropping the head back. That may work for you, that may not. That actually does not feel good for me this morning. Listening to your body. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands down, removing the prop if you have it. Coming into a tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. If you're in a tabletop position and your toes are pointed back, press into the tops of the ankles to the ground. And just hang out here in your neutral tabletop for a moment while I take off my sweater because I'm hot. Whew. And then in this position here in your tabletop, zip in the low belly slightly. Extend the tailbone back. We're going to take shoulder girdle push-ups. So what we're going to do here is you really draw the arms towards each other, but you just drop the heart between the biceps. And then you press and round. So we're protracting the shoulders and retracting. Just getting some pulsing movement here in the shoulders. Opening up the shoulder girdle in ways we may not normally do. And then press and round, protract the shoulders. Tuck the chin in, look towards the belly. And then inhale, looking up to the sky, into your cow. Let's do a few of these cat-cows. Tuck the chin, press round, then extend the tailbone down. And then lead with your tailbone, extend the tailbone, drop the belly, drop the heart, look up. And actually go ahead and do some organic movement here. So bringing the ribs out to the left, maybe dropping the belly down and around. Maybe you're stretching and rolling your neck and your hips. Just get into all those little corners that may feel sticky right now. So maybe you drop the hips down, you open the chest, roll the shoulders back. One key component here is remembering to open and close the jaw. Oftentimes when we start to move tension from other parts of the body, it shifts up into the shoulders and the jaw. So that's why I love sticking my tongue out a lot, because I have lots of TMJ issues and stress and anxiety, and it gets stuck right here. So invite that, sticking that tongue out like you were an animal. Allowing some of those primal movements to come in, hips come out, looking between your hands like you're a cat about to pounce. And then come back into tabletop position. We're going to flex the toes this time. Press and lift the knees off the ground. Send the hips back, and then lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk it out right here in your down dog. Maybe bend the right knee, take full breath on one side. Switch, take a full breath on the other side. And then take about 2 more breaths here, coming into neutral, really extending and lifting those sit bones up. So nice bend in the knee, and melt the heart towards the knees, but I'm going to keep the opening in the shoulders. So I feel like the shoulder blades are spreading away from each other. Nice bend in the knee, hips high. Good. Then walk your feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands back slightly, reaching the right hand underneath and grabbing the outside of the left ankle. And looking up underneath that left armpit. Still a nice bend in the knee, keep the booty high. Maybe even bend that right elbow, twist and rotate. Full deep breath here in the shoulder and the body. Switch sides, right hand comes down. Switch it, left hand comes over. Pulling the elbow in, weight into that left foot in case you bounce, bring all your weight on your right foot, shift and make sure the weight's equal. Rotate and look towards the sky. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more, take a deep breath. And then place the hands back down, coming into your downward facing dog. Walking the hands back to the feet into a forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold, so bring the feet as wide as the mat. Nice bouncing bend in the knees here. And then grabbing opposite elbows, or maybe not, and just let the upper body, let this posture traction the spine. So full deep breaths. Letting the tension just completely melt out of the hips and the shoulders and the head and the neck. Maybe shake your neck out. And then releasing the hands down, inhale, lift halfway, walk the feet together. Bend the knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming to halfway lift again into your Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, reaching the arms out of the shoulders, press into the feet, reach the arms towards the sky, reaching up and back. Exhaling, hands to the heart, eyes closed. Reverse that, we're gonna inhale, reach up. Put the palms away, exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Get a couple flows in here. Inhale, lift halfway. Draw the shoulder blades down towards the hips as you look down to the ground and extend out the crown of the head. Take a breath or two here, really feeling this posture, feeling the ribs expand out. Inhaling, reaching the arms out at the shoulders, reach, reach, reach. And then exhale, completely surrender, forward fold. This time, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, walking ourselves to a plank. Tapping the knees down, and then bringing the hips all the way down to the ground. Coming up into Sphinx pose, elbows underneath the shoulder joints, palms down to the ground. Just hang out here for a moment and only focus on pulling this part right here at the top of the sternum. We call the manubrium. Like there's a string there, just pulling the heart forward, but very gently. And as the heart pulls forward, you feel the shoulder blades kiss behind the heart. You can also create this feeling by subtle drawing of the elbows back to the hips, pressing the hips into the ground. And then from this position, you're gonna extend the left arm out to the left. Coming down onto the ground, bend the right knee, we've done this a lot before, pressing into the right hand, and opening that left side of the shoulder. So for this posture, letting the left side of the temple be heavy on the ground. So if it's not, and you feel that the floor is far away and you need support, you can bring a block underneath your head, or maybe that just feels better, so try a block. And just rest, feel the body once again drop into the ground. Breathing in the shoulder, into the arm. And then come through center. As you come through center, let the head be heavy. So let the forehead just like massage the top of the forehead. Extend your right arm out and switch sides. You can also just stack the legs. Key here is letting the shoulder, the front side of the shoulder and the deltoid drop into the ground. Outside of the temple, drop. And just breathe and visualizing that breath like silk or like a massage from the inside out. With your breath and your intention and attention, all of the tension in your body begins to melt away, bit by bit. And then coming through center, rolling the forehead down, hands next to the chest. Forehead on the ground, hands next to the chest, zip the elbows in. And just hang out here for a moment. And then sweep the hands next to the hips, pressing the hands in the ground. Inhale, lift up, bring the shoulders, kiss at the back, look down, extend out the crown of the head. Exhaling, come down. Do that again. Inhale, lift up. This time bring the hands up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, lift up the feet and the hands, spread the fingers wide. Look at the ground. Feel the spaciousness on the sides of the neck. Relax the jaw. Nice deep breath in the belly, pressing the earth away with the belly. If you want, you can interlace the fingers at the sacrum, reaching towards the feet, opening the chest. And then bringing the hands next to the chest, pressing yourself up through tabletop and coming into child's pose. So same thing here in child's pose. We're going to reach our arms out, but if the neck feels stressed, even try bringing a block underneath the head and just resting the shoulders down. Maybe even giving the forehead a massage if you have a block underneath it, going from right to left. And then one more deep breath here. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming back up. Tabletop position, flexing the toes, press yourself up to downward facing dog. Pressing the earth away, softening the heart towards the knees. And then inhale, look between the hands and just slowly walk heel to toe to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Hinging at the hips, maybe pouring the spine over the legs, draping the body, and then inhaling, lift halfway. Extend out the crown of the head. Exhaling, forward fold, bend in the knees. Inhale, pressing into the earth, sweeping the arms to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. This time, we're going to inhale, reach our arms up. I am going to mirror this time. Exhale, sweep the right arm over, left arm underneath. Bring the feet a little bit wider. Inhale, reaching out of the shoulders. Exhale, switching sides. Reaching out of that left hip. Keep going. 2 more times each side, reaching out of the shoulders. And reach side body, pressing the earth away as you reach out of the hip. Hands soft, flow with the breath. Look up to the sky. And then inhale, reach out, open the arms, palms to the sky. Stay here for a moment. And then exhale, tucking the chin, dropping the hands, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. And this time, keeping the chin tucked, press into the earth, hands heavy, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Hands, palms to the front, look up and back. Exhale, tuck the chin, roll down. Rotate the shoulders in, drop the hands down, forward fold. This time, inhaling, lift halfway, looking down at the ground. Exhaling, stepping the left foot to the back of the mat, bring the left knee down, coming into a low lunge. So if you have the blocks and you don't need them, but they can be really nice if we're doing just mobility. Bringing the hands on the blocks. This will kind of take some pressure off the shoulders on either side of the foot. And in here, press and straighten gently and pulse. We're not going to do like full on Ardha Hanumanasana yet. We're just going to pulse here in the hip. Like we're working with the fascia that's wrapping around the muscles. So we're not directing one particular muscle. We're just creating movement to create more liquidity. So feel like your water moving through water. What would that feel like and how would that look in your body? And then releasing the blocks, inhaling, sweeping up, coming into your low lunge. Stay here for a breath, really hang out. And then exhale, bring the hands next to the hips, reaching the fingers towards the ground now. Feeling the stretch on the sides of the neck. And then bring the left hand down. Left hand comes down here, and then you're gonna rotate. The right toes come out to the front, and then the outside of the left foot. I don't know the name of this pose in Sanskrit, so I have decided to call it unicorn because it's magical and mystical on my hips, and it's one of my favorite postures. And in this pose, we're just gonna hang out here and let the left shoulder rise to the ear. So that stretch in the left side body. And then bring the elbow to the right knee. A little waving your hand. We're gonna inhale here. And then flexing the left toes, exhale, reach out of the hip. Full on, 2 more. Inhale really deep. Left shoulder comes to the ear. Exhale, press and reach. Last one. Inhale here. Exhale, press and reach. Stay up right here. And bring that right elbow to the hip, look up to the sky. And then exhale, right hand comes down. Sweep the right foot up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. And then exhale, place that left foot down. Look between the hands and slowly walk to the front of the mat. Shake the head and the neck out. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press root to rise all the way up. Interlace the thumbs, grabbing and hooking the thumbs. And you're gonna reach up and pull the thumbs away. And then exhale, hands come to the heart. Roll the shoulders, shake them out. Really smack the backs of the shoulder blades. Crossing over right and over left. And then shake out the shoulders, take a deep breath in. Arms come out like wings. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, really extend out the crown of the head. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Place that right knee down. Same thing as the other side. If you have blocks and you want to play with them a little bit, coming here to our low lunge and we're pulsing. So not full on like straightening and bending. Try just to straighten a little pulse. Just a few times, working the liquid, fascia. And then sinking in pretty deep here. I mean, all the way down into our lunge. Maybe noticing the difference in the sides. For me, this side is like, whoa, way tighter. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, reach out of the hips, let the hips be heavy. And then we're exhaling, bringing the hands down and reaching out of the fingertips. For some reason lately, when I think of reaching my hands down and opening my palms, I think of Iron Man. You probably know that if you have kids. And I forgot what he shoots out of his hands. Ethan knows. I called it fire in the class the other day, and he was like, it's not fire, Chelsea, but whatever propels him up. So think about that in your body. Your feet are like heavy, but you're propelling your upper body up. Good. And then plant this right hand on the inside of the left foot and rotate the left toes towards the front, coming to the outside of that right foot and coming down into the right hip. So let that right shoulder creep up towards the right ear. Again, feel that stretch. Nice stretch in the right side of the body. Breathe deep. Good. And then left elbow to left knee. Inhale here. Press off the ground. Exhale, reach. Really reach out with the arms. Inhale here. Exhale. Press the earth away. Last one. Keep the right toes flexed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stay here. And then exhale, plant the left hand, left hand down. Then go ahead and sweep the left foot up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. Place the left foot down, Look between your hands, walk, step, hop, float, or fly to the front of the mat, forward fold. Walk the feet out as wide as your mat. And then you're gonna rotate the right to the toes out and then bend the knees and come to seat in Balasana. So for you, you might wanna block, I haven't checked you guys out yet, but you might wanna put a block underneath your booty. That can help you. Otherwise, you can just hang out here in Balasana, pressing the elbows, hands to the heart. Draw the shoulders up and back. Yeah, so booty heavy here. Right hand down, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, hands come back to the center. Switch sides. Left hand down, right arm up. Pressing that right knee back, left knee back. Come to the center. 2 more times each side. Reach up. Center. Center. Hands to the heart. Reaching the hands down, palms to the front. And then from here, we're just gonna set our booties on the ground. Reaching our legs straight out in front of us, coming into what we call Dandasana in yoga. Pulling the flesh of the seat away. Seat, booty, whatever you wanna call it. And then from here, we're just gonna bring the left foot, sole of the foot in to kiss the thigh of the right foot. This is a place where if you have tight hips or any issues today or any day, bring in a blanket if you have one underneath your hips. And all we're gonna do here is hands next to the hips, inhale, exhale, walking and folding over that right foot. If you want, left hand can go on the outside of the right foot, right hand comes on the inside and crosses if this is easy for you. But come to a place where you don't feel strained, but you just feel like a nice opening and relaxing. So we want to create space here, not more tension. Just shake the neck out and relax. Inhale, lift up. Chest up, exhale, forward fold. Maybe deeper this time. One more time, inhale, lift up, pull the heart through, send the tailbone, the hips back. Exhale, forward fold. This time, inhale, walk yourself all the way up. Switching legs, I'm gonna face the front this time. So right sole of the foot comes onto the inside of the left thigh. And pressing this right knee down to the ground, if you can. Hands next to the hips. First thing we want to do is make sure the shoulders are soft and down towards the hips, down the back. Heart is open. And our gaze is like softly facing straight forward to our chin tucked slightly. Create space in the back of the neck. Inhaling here. Full breath, exhale. With the heart leading you, send the tailbone back, walk yourself forward fold. You want grabbing around foot, pulling yourself closer to the leg if it feels nice and easy and good for you, and then dropping the chin. Inhale, lift halfway, pull the heart up. Extend the sit bones back. Exhale, folding forward. One more. Inhale, lift. Pull the heart forward. Extend the sit bones back. Open. And then fold. Inhale, slowly walking yourself up. Bringing the soles of the feet together, coming into seated Baddha Konasana. And just taking a moment here in Baddha Konasana, hands can come on the knees or wherever. Eyes closed, breath full, feeling the balance in the sides of the body. Good. So from here, we're going to slowly make our way down to the ground. Somehow I decided to add a T in ground today. Come on your back like you began. If you have a block, put it up underneath your sacrum. My all-time favorite psoas stretches, bringing the right knee into the chest. And now here in this pose, these shoulders can just be super heavy in the ground. You just gently let the hands rest on top of the knee. We're not going for pulling the knee in, we're just resting here. And we're not going for intense sensation, just gentle. Sometimes, especially if we're really flexible, we feel like we're going for the edge. And here we're not. We're just gonna take it slow and be gentle with ourselves. Increase our sensitivity to feel. One more breath here. If you want, maybe grab the inside of that right shin, and this is where pull a little deeper, reach out the left heel, open the hip. And then switch sides. Left knee comes in this time, reaching up the right foot and just hang here. Feel like the hips are weights on the block or the ground. Allowing our bodies and our breaths to have a break from going so fast, so full force all the time. Maybe not even physically, but sometimes inside we're still moving really fast. Shoulders melting to the ground. Right hip opens. And then bring the left hand on the inside of that left knee or left shin or ankle. And reaching out the right hip, pulling that left knee in. And then exhale, releasing. This feels really good on your hips. You can hang out here. Otherwise, we're coming to Shavasana. So if there's anything else your body might need, maybe taking that after this class. But right now, let's just really feel once again where we began, our body dropping. Finishing any fidgeting that might need to happen with your body, allowing yourself to settle here. Resting in stillness, relaxing, dropping. Giving yourself permission to rest. Seeing if you can let the distractions of the world around you be as they are and rest in this space. Taking a few more moments here in Shavasana. Connecting with the spaciousness that you may feel in your mind, your body. Noticing how your breath may be moving a little bit more freely. It may be more expanded, deeper, slower even. And begin to take a breath through the nose and watch and feel the breath as it moves in and out of the nostrils. Like waves crashing on the beach. Breathing, inhale from the feet this time, all the way up the legs, to the crown of the head, and let the exhale just wash over the entire body, out the feet. Staying connected to this feeling, this dropping, this stilling. Slowly begin to look to the right and to the left. So rotating the neck right and left, making sure the jaw is relaxed, the eyes are heavy. And start to bring gentle movement into the fingers and the toes. Feeling each finger, each little toe, roll the ankles and the wrists. Nice, full, deep breath. And you're reaching up overhead, stretching the body long. Reaching out the right hip and the left hip. And then bring the knees into the chest. And rocking right to left. And your choice, you can rock to one side and press yourself up, or you can roll along the spine like we did in the beginning and begin to slowly work your way up to a seat. Totally up to you. But coming back to where we began, cross-legged, switching the cross of the legs to the funky side, and coming back into our meditative space. Hands on the knees, spine erect, eyes soft and heavy. Following the breath as it moves in and out of the nose, once again, feeling the weight of the eyes, the softness of the jaw, and the shoulders. So the shoulders just melting towards the hips. And then inhale, reaching the arms to the sky, out of the hips. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Taking another moment here to really connect with yourself. Connecting with your breath, how you feel, and your own personal intention. Taking a few breaths here, continuing to connect with yourself, doing your best to stay with this feeling. Inhaling in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth with a sigh. 2 more of those really long, deep inhale, filling up the whole body. Holding the breath at the top. Exhaling out the mouth. Empty, 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 empty. Inhaling the breath. Holding the breath at the top, relax the shoulders for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing the breath out of the mouth. One more. Inhaling to Om here. Inhale. Settling in, feeling the vibrations moving through the body. Placing one hand on the heart, the other hand on top of that hand, bowing your chin to your chest, feeling yourself holding your heart and holding yourself in this space. Especially as mothers, you probably don't have a lot of time to just connect with yourself and breathe. So really feel how good that feels to infuse that intention into the heart. honoring your body, holding yourself, taking this time, feeling gratitude for taking this time to nourish yourself, some self-care, self-love. Saying to yourself, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I thank you both for joining me today in this class. The divine light in me sees and celebrates the divine light, the dark, the bliss, the grit, all of you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thanks, guys. And if at all you have time to linger in any of those nice places, do
I
that
loved it.
if you have time.
Yeah, I did. I really did. Thank you. I keep yawning just because I need food. I'm not really tired. I'm
Like probably yawning too, because your body's like, your nervous system's like, oh, the yawning is a sign of the parasympathetic nervous system actually turning on. So
really? Because I'm like yawning and my eyes are watering and I'm like,
you're nervous. That's your body telling you like, this is good. This is needed. It's that like softness. Because I know you, I know me. Like we're very yang, go, go, go people. So when our bodies start to like rest, then we yawn and we're like, oh, hey, this feels good. So
yeah, at the end, all I could do was like keep yawning and yawning and yawning, and my eyes are watering, and I'm yawning, and I'm like, oh.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Thank you. It was a really good class. Really, really,
Yeah,
really good class.
Good. You're very
I liked
welcome.
it.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles.
And thanks for tailoring it a little bit for the necks, because my neck feels a lot better. And I'll do the mobility this weekend on the neck.
Yeah.
I'll share all the shit that I do, because I got a fascia tool too, like a fin.
You do?
Yeah, and it's been pretty big game changer.
And some of those poses too, they start to feel good. Try holding them for like 3 to 5 minutes if you have time, and just settling in. That will you'll start to feel it unwinding, because we didn't hold them too long today, but a pretty good time. But just hold it using the breath, and you'll notice it'll be like, ooh. So you have time today. Hold some.
Yeah, and also I like to use the band for just a little tiny bit of tension. So like just wrapping your hand through the band and attaching it somewhere, and when you get in that good spot, it just helps relax and like helps a joint distraction a little bit. I mean, it's deep, but if you're going to hold it for that long in the hopes of releasing like a deep release, the band it's helpful, because you can like feel the tension, and I don't know, it's just something about the resistance. It helps me relax the muscle a lot easier.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love you guys are both rubbing your eyes. Good job. Good job. Just like a little kid at nap time. They're like,
I know, I really am. I'm like, oh,
will you guys
go eat a massive burrito.
Take it super slow. Eat a burrito. Just like enjoy. You guys have an awesome day. I love you too.
Thanks, Charles.
Love you. You have a good Memorial Day weekend, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Happy Memorial Day. Ciao.
Bye.